Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sean here, and welcome back to another rebuild where today we are doing the Buffalo Bills, kind of staying in that New York area. But we are here in week 4 of the preseason, and I will say right now, I think this is going to be a really, really tough rebuild. And really the biggest reason why is because I'm going to force Josh Allen to be our franchise quarterback. He's going to be with us the entire time, no matter what, even if he doesn't really develop. Well, okay, I don't know. Maybe by year 4, if he's not developed, we might look for a different option. But Josh Allen is a 74 with normal dev, and you'll see he needs 13,000 XP just to level up one time. Yikes. Anyway, man, this team is rough. We do have an old LaShawn McCoy here. Zay Jones is the only halfway decent receiver on the roster, so I signed Eric Decker and Philly Brown, actually. O-line was trash, so I signed Richie Incognito and Jack Mewhort. We do have an old Charles Clay as well. And the defense is really not too bad. Last I heard, in real life, they were like the #1 pass defense in the league. But in Madden terms, it's kind of rough. Especially for a 5-year rebuild, it's going to be a little bit awkward. We do have Trey White, which is one very bright spot on our defense, 87 star. Tremaine Edmonds also has quick. He's very young, too. I think he's only 20. Yeah, he's only 20. We do have a pretty decent safety tandem with Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. The only issue is that they're both 27, which is kind of an awkward age for 5 years. So we'll see. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I did consider trading away Micah Hyde and then trading for Andre Howell, but I've done that in each of the past 2 rebuilds, so I want to kind of not do that again this time. Harrison Phillips, we are going to start over Kyle Williams in what should be his last hurrah with the Bills. Jerry Hughes, another guy I consider trading just because he's 30, but I think we're going to hold on to him for the time being. I did also sign Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, because our secondary was looking very bleak outside of Trey White. So, with that being said, we can go ahead and move on to the midseason point. But I do want to point out, right here, Tremaine Edmonds is my sub linebacker as well as my starter. I tried doing this one time previously, and for whatever reason, my backup middle linebacker got like 95 tackles, and Tremaine Edmonds got like 12, despite being the starter and the sub LB. So, no idea why that happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen this time, and I won't have to redo it again. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so one quick trade at the start of the season. We are going to be sending Trent Murphy to the Titans for a 2nd-round pick this year and a 5th next year. It's going to open up a spot for Shaq Lawson. Hopefully he can maybe develop into something. He is still fairly young. And, dude, I don't have that game. Leave me alone. But Shaq Lawson is still only 24, and I believe he also has quick dev, and he's about an 80 overall, so maybe he can develop into our long-term left end, but we'll see. Alright guys, so at the midseason mark, we're sitting with a record of 4-4, and wow, okay, we're actually tied for first in the AFC East. We actually just beat the Patriots 24-21, surprisingly enough. We do have a few players that want some new contracts. Those being a bunch of old boys, old men, and some really shitty players. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about this one. I think Lorenzo Alexander and Kyle Williams are both going to retire. And then the rest of these guys, I'm really not worried about. I might end up bringing back, like, John Miller, maybe. Maybe 1 or 2 of these other guys just for depth. But the majority of these guys are not coming back. Alright, so at the end of year number 1, the season actually went a lot better, and in some ways worse than I imagined it would be. We actually went 7-9. I was really hoping for like a top 5 pick in the draft, but that's not going to happen. So let's take a look at stats. We had the 25th offense and the 14th defense, so our defense is in a pretty solid spot, but in his rookie year, Josh Allen, 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 picks. Meh. Could be better. LaShawn McCoy, not very good behind that garbage O-line. Eric Decker actually had 1,000 yards, surprisingly enough. Didn't Did not expect that. Zay Jones, almost 1,000 as well. The receiving, I mean, as a whole, was fairly solid, I guess, for like how shit the receiving core is. Blocking, though, not great. Defense, there we go. Tremaine Edmonds finally doing something. 127 tackles, 5 sacks, and 3 picks. Might be good enough for Rookie of the Year. That's a pretty damn good season. Sacks going to be led by Jerry Hughes with 8. Lorenzo Alexander and Shaq Lawson each had 7.5, and picks led by Jordan Poyer with 4. Edmonds with 3. Teron Johnson and Trey White with 2. And DRC and Marquise Flowers with 1 each. Kicking was atrocious. Punting was decent. And no return touchdowns on the year. So let's take a look at awards. Deshaun Watson wins MVP, and we're not going to have anybody up there. Anybody for offensive player? Nope. Defensive player? Yeah, Tremaine Edmonds at 6. That's pretty high. Offensive rookie goes to Baker Mayfield. We got Josh Allen in 3rd. Lamar Jackson actually finishing 2nd is pretty cool. And then Sam Darnold at 4th. And we do get defensive rookie with Tremaine Edmonds, so that is very, very good to see. Teron Johnson comes in at 7. Best quarterback, there's no way. Best running back, there's also no way. No one for best receiver. I doubt anybody for best O-line. We do have Jerry Hughes at 7 for best D-line. Linebacker, wow, okay. Tremaine Edmonds finishes 2nd in his rookie year for best LB. That's pretty nice. DB, we got Jordan Poyer at 7. And kicker, even though Steven Hauschka is total garbage, somehow comes in 10th. So the first year Super Bowl sees the Rams beating the Jaguars 24-21, and we do have some players here to re-sign. DRC actually got quick dev, same with Eric Decker. Jack Mewhort will probably bring back because we have nobody else there. Philly Brown, no. Delvin Breaux, no. Lorenzo Malden, no. Wow, Kyle Williams didn't retire. Neither. What? Surprising. All right. Anyway, most of these guys are not going to be coming back. Hopefully there's going to be a good free agency class because I'm fairly certain we do have quite a bit of money. Yeah, we do. And actually, I might just bring DRC back on a 1-year deal because I don't really have much else going for me in the corner department. So as of now, these are the only guys that we're going to be bringing back or bringing to us in free agency. We are bringing back Kyle Williams on a 1-year deal. He, for whatever reason, rejected our offer initially, but we're going to bring him back through free agency. Then we also signed Michael Kendricks as insurance because I may be looking at an outside linebacker in the draft. I'm not entirely sure yet. But in case I go a different direction, we have a replacement for Lorenzo Alexander here. And Josh Gordon was actually a free agent for the first time that I've seen that has actually developed pretty well. He was up to an 88 with Star. And, I mean, he's 28, but I was like, yeah, we need a receiver. And this is a guy that I don't think I've ever gotten. So, it's definitely going to help our offense out quite a bit, I would think, having having a really good receiver in the first place. All right, so the first year draft went a little bit differently than I anticipated because when it got to the 11th pick, Greedy Williams was actually still there, and I have never actually drafted Greedy Williams. So I was like, well, it is a position of need, and kind of want to get him. So 78 star for Greedy, pair him up with his former LSU teammate with Trey White. Should be a pretty good 1-2 punch. Second round, we got Marquise Brown. We know all about him. Mitch Hyatt as well in the second. Landis Durham, who I'm actually going to move to right end, also has star. We're going to replace Jerry Hughes with Landis Durham. And then we got Chris Boyd, Montre Hardage, Corey Ballantyne, Matt Gay, and Corey Fatoni. It's tough not just grabbing all these good guys that I just know have dev. Just to really solidify a position group, especially when there's really not much else available. But that goes back to me having used this draft class way too much already. And anyway, that whole thing. But moving on to year 2, where the offense is still going to be shit, but our defense is probably going to be pretty good. Alright guys, so just before the start of season number 2, we are going to be trading away Jerry Hughes to make room for Landis Durham on that D-line. Not the greatest selection of offers here, but I think we're going to take this one from the Panthers for a second rounder this year and a couple late round picks next year. But this is what the team's going to be looking like for year 2. Josh Allen, unfortunately, is still only a 76. And I may have to take back what I said about forcing him to be a franchise quarterback if this trend continues. Because if he doesn't improve, this offense isn't going to go anywhere. I mean, I can get the receivers up all I want, but unless Josh Allen either shows improvement or I just ditch the Josh Allen project altogether and focus on offensive line, this offense is going to be garbage for the whole 5 years. Defense, on the other hand, is going to be pretty good once we get a little bit of development and a couple more pieces here and there. So I'm not really worried about the defense, but the offense is a little bit scary to think about. Now, I do want to make sure that Tremaine Edmonds is in here and Marquise Brown is there. All right, cool. So we're all good, ready to go. I will see you guys at the midseason. All right, guys, here at the midseason mark, we are sitting with a record of 3-4. Surprisingly enough, we're actually on a 3-game win streak after starting the year 0-4. We are second in the AFC East, and we do have a few players here that would like some new contracts, being Michael Kendricks, coming off a 1-year deal, Shaq Lawson, Sean McCoy, who's not coming back, Charles Clay, who's also not coming back, Kyle Williams, just retire already, dude. And the rest of these guys are some booty cheeks, so especially Chris Ivory. So Shaq Lawson may end up being the only guy here that we actually bring back, and he has 63 finesse move. Oh god, that is gross, but accept that contract. There we go. Michael Kendricks, maybe another 1 year at the end of the season, but aside from that, I don't really see anybody else coming back. Alright guys, so at the end of year 2, of course we missed the playoffs again, with a record of 5-11, so we definitely regressed from last year. Taking a look at stats, we had the 25th offense, which I believe is one spot worse than last year, but the 3rd defense, so I was pretty spot on with my preseason prediction of an absolute shit offense, but a good defense. Josh Allen, I would say, kind of regressed in some ways through 5 more picks than last year and 6 less touchdowns. Did throw about 300 more yards and at a slightly higher completion percentage, but he's still not good. LaShawn McCoy, even worse. The run game is just terrible with this garbage offensive line. Zay Jones with 100 catches for 900 yards, 5 touchdowns. Josh Gordon, 81 catches, 1,100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Marquise Brown, the rookie, almost 800 yards, 5 touchdowns, working out of the slot. Charles Clay definitely had a much worse year than last year as well. Looking at offensive line numbers, it's actually fairly better, I think. Tremaine Edmonds leading the team with 97 tackles, 3 sacks. No picks for him this year. But sacks going to be led by the rookie Landis Durham with 9. Michael Kendricks also had 7, kind of surprising. Also had a pick. Shaq Lawson with 5.5. Harrison Phillips with 4. Kicking, not very good, but that's okay. He's a rookie. Punting was pretty good, I suppose. We did actually have a kick return for a touchdown this year with Ray McLeod. No punt return touchdowns, though. And taking a look at awards. MVP to Lamar Jackson. Almost making me wish I did the Ravens instead of the Bills. But then again, last time I did the Ravens, I had a bunch of salty Ravens fans in the comments just talking so much shit, man. Also got Offensive Player of the Year, which we do not have anybody up there. We don't have anybody for Defensive Player either. Bryce Love on the Jets wins Offensive Rookie. Marquise Brown in 3rd. Defensive Rookie Cameron Smith. Okay. Levante Taylor, the other corner I always get that I didn't take this time. We do have Landis Durham at 5, Greedy Williams at 6, and Nick Bosa is on the Broncos, and he's a 96. Can you imagine that front 7, just that pass rush with Nick Bosa, Von Miller, and Bradley Chubb? That is insane. Absolutely insane. Um, I kind of doubt that we're going to have many people on the rest of these award lists. Probably, yeah, okay. We got Landis Durham at 7 for best D-line. Michael Kendricks at 5 for best linebacker. That's probably going to be it. Jason Myers, that's fairly accurate. Jason Myers, if you haven't been paying attention to the Jets, he's been the best kicker probably in the league this year. One of the few bright spots on the Jets this year. But anyway, moving on to the offseason of year 2, where hopefully there are going to be some decent offensive linemen in free agency, because by God, do we need it. So here's another one of those kind of odd Super Bowl matchups this year, with the Chargers beating the Redskins 24-17. And we do still have some players here to resign. I already mentioned Michael Kendricks earlier, where there he is. Definitely wants less money, but he regressed a little bit. As for the rest of these guys, I'm not bringing anybody else back. You know what? I might just let Kendricks go to free agency. Actually, if he will take a 1 year right now, that'd be great. Okay. All right. I'll get him back at free agency. All right. So in free agency, we are going to be bringing in Derrick Henry to be our new lead back. Well, actually, maybe not. There may be somebody in the draft that I'm looking at to be our lead back, but he will be a solid, very solid backup for us. Patrick Reichard as well, coming in to be our fullback. Going to get rid of Patrick DeMarco because he is old and not very good anymore. Eric Ebron as well, going to be bringing him in to be our new starting tight end because, we let Charles Clay walk, and by that point, he was not very good. And what's this guy's first name? Graham Glasgow. Going to be our new starting center, at least for the time being. So I think that the team is actually Jack Mewhort at tight end. That'd be pretty funny. I think this team is actually starting to look up a little bit. The offense as a whole now is up to an 87. I mean, I think it's going to go down a little bit in overall when I fill it in with backups, but I think it's improving, and I think there may be an opportunity to really help it out during this draft. So here's hoping. Also, Sean Lee, just accept a contract already, dude. Just do it. Come on. Just accept, please. Sean Lee is going to be another stopgap guy, going to take the place of Michael Kendricks, and hopefully I can find a suitable replacement for him, either this draft or next, because by that time, we're going to need to. All right, guys, so we're here after the draft, and it was something that we definitely needed. You'll notice I did have 2 first-round picks, and I actually traded up to get the 16th pick from, the Dolphins, I think. I'm fairly certain I got it from the Dolphins. But anyway, I'll go over that in a second. So with the first pick at number 5, surprisingly enough, we had the 5th pick. We take Walker Little, left tackle, out of Stanford. Star Dev, definitely needed for our offensive line. And then with the 16th pick, I actually tried trading up with the Chiefs at 15, and I just couldn't get it done. So I settled for 16, and I simmed on my next pick. And unfortunately, the Chiefs, being the rat bastards they are that cut Kareem Hunt, I mean, deservedly so, they took Najee Harris, who I was going to take, and surprise, surprise, he has Superstar Dev at an 82 overall, and he was going to be my lead back, and I was going to develop him into a stud, but can't do that anymore. Anyway, so in his place, I'm not upset with this pick at all, because I've finally solidified the offensive line in my eyes, at least, I think. So we took center Darrell Williams out of Mississippi State. Star Dev at a 75 is going to take a little bit of developing to get him up there, but Star Dev is going to help us out a lot. Second round now, we took Colton Prater, left guard out of Texas A&M, 78 quick. Again, really just going heavy offensive line here. And our third round pick was actually part of the trade that I sent to the Dolphins for the 16th. So, and actually, I'm fairly certain I had a second round pick, and that was also part of the trade, I think. But fourth round now, we took Drew Richmond, left tackle, out of Tennessee. Superstar dev, again, a little bit low at a 74, but I think I'm going to move him to guard. And that'll definitely solidify our offensive line for us there. Especially with Mitch Hyatt now and having Jack Mehort be able to slide in pretty much anywhere on the offensive line. Going to provide us with a little bit of depth. Fifth round now, we took DeAndre Francois, who actually for some reason has star. Really just for a backup. I don't think he's going to develop, and I'm not going to train quarterbacks. I didn't train quarterbacks at all last year, so that is why Josh Allen just didn't develop at all. But I'm really trying to get that offensive line solidified. So, second, fifth round pick, we took Travis Etienne. Nothing really special about him here. Although he is a guy that I'm actually really high on in real life. He is really good if you watch him play. Took a terrible quarterback here, Houston Landetta, just for another backup. And in the seventh round, we took tight end Reed Schafering, who I believe I've taken before, but he is quick at a 71. Nice little backup to Eric Ebron. So we're moving on to, what year is this now? This is going to be year 3? Yeah, this is year 3. Okay. All right, well, here in the first week of the preseason, I probably should have known better at this point. Should have added a pick in there. But Ricky Seals-Jones, who we actually just signed in free agency for another tight end spot, we're going to be sending to the Steelers for Cameron Hayward, who is actually on the trade block. And I think it's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Yeah, should have known better. Should have thrown a pick in there or something, because that's kind of unfair. But hey, what are you going to do? So anyway, we do need a third tight end now. But Cameron Hayward, we are actually going to slide over to D tackle to play alongside Harrison Phillips. And going to help us out a little bit because Star Latuli's kind of regressed. I mean, he wasn't really good to begin with. But our defense is really coming together quite well. We're at a 91. Damn, he's an 88 at D tackle. Okay. So yeah, I mean, anyway, we need an outside linebacker for sure. But I think the rest of the defense is fairly solid. I mean, Matt Milano might not be a long-term option, but he's going to be good enough for the time being. Tremaine Edmonds, hopefully he can just keep developing. I mean, he hasn't developed as much as I would hope, but and then as far as the offensive line goes, we are going to be looking pretty good here, as all of our guys here should develop quite nicely for us. So there's not really much else to do here in the preseason. So I think I'm just going to sign another tight end, and I will see you guys at the midseason point. All right, so here at the midseason point of year number 3, surprise, surprise, we are 6-1, good for first in the AFC East by quite a margin at the moment. We have, who did we lose to? I think we lost to the Broncos, was our one loss, and they were like 3-1 at the time. Yeah, 24-8. But we've played really well. The Jags were like 5-1. We just beat them. So this is quite the surprise to me. But anyway, we do have some players to re-sign. Some big names, actually. Trey White, who I don't know. I don't actually need to re-sign him this year. I forgot to give him the 5th-year option that I give first-round picks. So don't actually need to re-sign him this year. Zay Jones, I do need to re-sign this year, though. Let's see. We got Cam Hayward, who I didn't realize was in a contract year, but that definitely makes sense why he was on the trade block now. I'll bring him back for 1 year. Jordan Poyer probably will bring back. Matt Milano probably will bring back. Sean Lee, hopefully I won't have to. That's kind of my thought process there. Deion Dawkins, probably not, because our offensive line is just looking pretty good without him at this point. Graham Glasgow is just really a stopgap if we didn't draft as much O-line as we did in this past year's draft. And the rest of these guys, I'm not concerned with bringing back. So not a whole lot of contract negotiations going on this year. All right, guys, so here at the end of year number 3, and we've actually made the playoffs, winning our division at 11-5, and we also have a bye week. Okay. I guess that goes to show the importance of offensive line. But let's look at our schedule. I want to see exactly who we lost to. So I know we lost to the Broncos in week 5. We lost to the Bengals in week 9, and then lost to the Jets the week after, and then we lost to the Chiefs and the Rams. So that was a hell of a year for the squad. I mean, with Josh Allen only being like a 77 the majority of the year, that's damn. Okay, 6th offense in the league and first defense, man. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So taking a look at stats, Josh Allen actually may have proved himself capable of leading this team as long as he has an offensive line and a running game. 4,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, 7 picks, and a career high in completion percentage. Those may actually be career highs in everything. Oh, and he got quick. What happened? Oh, he made a Pro Bowl. Oh my God. Okay, so we might not have to draft a quarterback. All right. Good to know. So, yeah, it looks like career highs in every category for him. This is this is turning around for Josh Allen. I was really thinking that he was not going to be the answer, but Derrick Henry, another huge acquisition for us in free agency, 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, I also signed in free agency in the preseason. He was still there. Kind of just forgot to show you guys, I guess, but he was our backup running back. He added 400 yards and 9 touchdowns. So our offense was surprisingly good. Josh Gordon, 92 catches, almost 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, 88 for 807. Eric Ebron, 82 for almost 1,003. Zay Jones, a little bit of a down year, but when you've got all these other weapons, I mean, that's not bad for really being the 4th best of all of our offensive weapons. Looking at blocking, I would think, okay, so it's not as good as I was hoping, but they are all still pretty young. Definitely going through a little bit of growing pains, but I think next year it should definitely be better than that. As for the defense, going to be led by Tremaine Edmonds, 101 tackles, no sacks, but he did have 2 picks. Oh my God. Wow. Absolute explosion of sacks on our team. Landis Durham and Shaq Lawson each with 15. I was doubting Shaq Lawson, not going to lie, but he's really proved himself to be capable. I'm very happy we made that move to start him over Trent Murphy. Not a ton of picks, but that's a pretty common theme that happens with my defenses. I'm still not sure why. Kicking was still pretty bad. Punting was still pretty good. No kick return. Zay Jones was our returner. Okay, odd. No punt return touchdowns either. But let's look at awards. Zeke got MVP. Do we have anybody in the top 10? Really? No one in the top 10. Okay, we do have Josh Allen at 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. We don't have anybody up there. We really don't have anybody up there. We had 2 guys with 15 sacks. We don't have anybody for... Okay. Tua Tagovailoa on the Jets, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not a good sign for me in the future. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We don't have anybody. I think, well, the majority of our rookies were all offensive linemen anyway. Patty Fisher, though, I think his age is wrong on here. For whatever reason, this draft class has him at 24. I don't think he's 24. But I think he might have like star dev or something. So that would explain that. Best QB, we do have Josh Allen at 7. Derrick Henry finishing 2nd for best running back. That's pretty nice. Best receiver, we have Josh Gordon at 8. We do win best O-line with Darrell Williams, Drew Richmond at 3rd, Walker Little at 4th, and Mitch Hyatt at 9th. So pretty good showing from our offensive line. Landis Durham and Shaq Lawson finishing 3 and 4 for best D-line. Best linebacker, we don't have anyone. Same for best DB, and same for best kicker. So, let's see. We got a sim week here. And we'll see who we're taking on in the divisional round. And that is going to be the Jaguars, who we beat already once this season. So let me just show you guys the team real quick. The offensive line is insane. When Colton Prater... Colton? I think his name's Colton. Yeah. Is the weak link at an 84 of a very young and talented and promising offensive line. I think we're looking pretty good there. Ebron went up 1 to a 90. Marquise Brown's up to a 97. Zay Jones is up to a 91 too. Oh, we do have 99 offense, 99 defense for a 96 overall now. Jermaine Edmonds definitely improved a little bit this year, up to an 86. Micah Hyde up to a 95. And we also did get our first 99 on the team, or our first two 99s on the team with Trey White and Greedy Williams. Montre Hardage also up to a 90. Chris Boyd at an 85. So our secondary is looking really good. Actually, Corey Ballantyne got up there himself, up to an 85. So we may not be bringing back Jordan Poyer, especially because he's going to be 30 next year. But this team has really kind of proved me wrong. All right, so getting into our first playoff appearance of the rebuild, taking on the 10-6 Jags. Do I want to play at all? I don't know. If I do, and I may, it probably won't be too much. But apparently we're a 95. It showed we're a 96 in a roster screen, but they're a 90. So, I mean, we did beat them once. We'll see how it goes. Welp. I decided against playing it all because I forgot to change the difficulty from rookie while doing the trainings, and also simply because it's year 3. It's a little bit early yet to be playing, but we get absolutely blown out by the Jags, 34-10. Yikes. So the Jags actually go on to win this year's Super Bowl over the Eagles, 24-21. So maybe that makes it sting just a little bit less. But looking at players to re-sign, Austin Eckler, he was good for us, but I don't think we're going to bring him back. Just don't really need a backup running back that badly, and I could probably find another one for cheap. Richard Rodgers not coming back. Over Quinn, Marquise Flowers. A lot of these guys are not going to be coming back. Jordan Poyer has regressed a little bit, lost to star dev too. So not going to bring you back. It would be nice, but we're not going to. We're going to hand the reins over to Corey Ballantyne. Matt Milano. I do want to bring Matt Milano back. I actually kind of messed up, and he didn't accept my original contract offer, and then he went up in overall a little bit, wanted more money, but we're going to get him anyway. And the rest of these guys, not coming back. So I will see you guys in free agency. I always say I don't want to have 2 running backs making big money on my team, but then I see Christian McCaffrey in free agency, and I just can't help myself. So we also signed Reggie Ragland as a backup middle linebacker. May even end up starting it right outside linebacker if I don't find a replacement in the draft, but there just was nothing in free agency in terms of outside linebackers. But I think our offense is definitely going to be able to at least surround Josh Allen with enough talent to be successful. And you know what? Let me show you guys what was going on in free agency. So Deshaun Watson hit, and I was really considering it, but we're gonna stick with Josh Allen for the time being, unless a certain long-haired boy from Clemson falls to us in the draft, then maybe I'll think about it. But until further notice, Josh Allen is going to be our franchise quarterback still. I did consider signing Philip Lindsay was really the only other running back I considered signing in free agency because I haven't used him yet. But he's 27 and not as good as a 25-year-old Christian McCaffrey. So when we do the Broncos, Philip Lindsay will be good. But anyway, moving on to the draft. All right, so this draft was not the greatest. Missed out on a couple of guys that I wanted. And I could have drafted a pretty good running back, but since I signed it, I keep trying to say Dylan McCaffrey for some reason, who was actually in this draft class. Since I signed Christian McCaffrey, I wasn't about to do that. So the first round pick, we took KJ Henry, defensive end from Clemson. And he's a 78 with star, just need a little bit of depth. Took a middle linebacker, Jordan Anthony, that we're going to move to right outside linebacker because he's got that pass coverage up there pretty good. Who else do we take? We got Darion Kendrick, receiver from Clemson, needed another receiver. We took Roman Hale, strong safety. Marshall Tracy, who's someone I've never drafted before. He's somewhat decent, 74 normal, but we needed another D tackle, and then we just needed another offensive tackle, so we took Simon Neild. But we're moving on to year 4, and I mean, this team just went, what, 11-5 last year? So hopefully we can build on that. Hopefully. All right, guys, so getting ready for year 4. This is what the team looks like. I don't think there's really been any changes since you last saw it, but I figured I would go ahead and show you guys one last time before we get into the season. What's this guy's first name? Jordan. Jordan Anthony is indeed starting at right outside linebacker at a 77 now. Corey Ballantyne is starting over Jordan Poyer, who I actually just ended up franchise tagging just to keep around as a good backup. It was only about $8 million, so I said, okay, sure, why not? We're actually going to start Harrison Phillips at D-tackle 1, move Cam Hayward down to D-tackle 2, and yeah, it's going to be pretty much it. I mean, this team is honestly surprisingly looking so much better than it was when I first, back in season 1 when I first started. Even though Josh Allen is still only a 79, I am going to be training quarterbacks a little bit this year, so maybe he can get up into that like low 80s, like 82, 84, 85 range. That might save us here, because I really don't want to have to go out and get a quarterback in this year's draft, but I don't know. We'll see. So here at the midseason point of year number 4, we have a record of 4-3, and we actually are first in the division, surprisingly enough, but we do have some players to re-sign here, and this year we actually do have to re-sign Trey White. Micah Hyde as well needs a contract. Jordan Poyer, Cam Hayward, Harrison Phillips, Jack Mewhort, Teron Johnson. Oh, man. All right, well, how much money do we have? 66 mil. Still quite a bit, so definitely bringing back Trey White. Yep, there we go. Micah Hyde, 97. He is 30, but he's a 97 now. Definitely going to bring you back. Jordan Poyer, I think that's going to be it for you, my guy. Unfortunately for you. Cam Hayward, same deal. Harrison Phillips, though, we will bring back, as he has progressed pretty nicely, even though he told me to fuck off. Jack Mewhort, not going to bring back. Teron Johnson, not worried about. So that's pretty much going to do it for this period. I'll see you guys at the end of the season, where hopefully we might be able to make another playoff run. All right, so at the end of year number 4, we are back in the playoffs this year with a record of 9-6-1. And in the wild card round, we are going to be taking on the 9-6-1 Cleveland Browns. But first, let's take a look at stats. So we had the 6th offense, and oh my gosh. And we had the 20th defense. Really? Okay, that's kind of fluky. Anyway, Josh Allen, 4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 13 picks. All right, I guess we're not going out and getting a new quarterback. I think he's pretty much solidified himself as the franchise guy, even though it took him a little while to get to this point. Oh, he actually got star from that. Lit. All right, this is gonna be he's gonna be usable now, finally. So it seems, anyway. Rushing attack, not nearly as good as last year. I keep trying to say Dylan McCaffrey, dude. I don't know why. But Christian McCaffrey, not really as good as Derrick Henry was last year. But we also passed a lot more, it seems. Hold on, I gotta turn this music off. I gotta focus on what I'm saying. So, McCaffrey had 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 350 and 8. Zay Jones as our number 2 receiver on the depth chart this year. 94 catches, 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, 75 for 850 and 8. Eric Ebron, another pretty good year out of him. 73 catches for 707. Josh Gordon, now the 3rd receiver on our depth chart, I believe, but I think he was in the slot. 71 catches, 1,100 yards, and 9 touchdowns. As for the offensive line, just looking at those numbers, it looks like it's better than last year overall. As for defense, Corey Ballantyne, man, stepping up, 120 tackles, leading the team, 4 sacks as well, and 2 picks. So the converted corner is really thriving at strong safety. Oh my god. What? I've never had 20 sacks in a season before. Wow, dude. Wow. Okay. Landis Durham is insane. Jeez, dude. Shaq Lawson, 12.5. Oh my God, man. Trey White with 3 picks. Corey Ballantyne, Tremaine Edmonds, and Greedy Williams each had 2. A few other guys had 1 each. Kicking was better this year, which is nice. Punting was still pretty good. No return touchdowns, so it seems. And we're on to awards, where I think it said Josh Allen got quarterback of the year, but we're gonna see and make sure. Matt Ryan wins MVP, though. Josh Allen comes in 4th. Coach of the year to Mike McCarthy, who's no longer with the Packers. Joe Mixon winning Offensive Player of the Year. That's a new one. Josh Allen in 3rd. Defensive Player of the Year to Miles Jack, who we actually beat the Jaguars again in the regular season. Seems we have their number in the preseason and the regular season, just not in the playoffs. Landis Durham in 3rd. Corey Ballantyne in 4th. Tremaine Edmonds in 8th. Offensive Rookie to Trevor Lawrence on the Steelers. I did not realize he got drafted by the Steelers. All right. Defensive Rookie Asante Samuel Jr. Okay. Best quarterback does go to Josh Allen. All right. Best running back, Joe Mixon. Fair enough. McCaffrey wasn't really that great. Best receiver to Jordan Matthews. That's a weird one. We do have Josh Gordon at 6 and Zay Jones at 9. Best offensive line, we win again with Darrell Williams, Drew Richmond in 2nd, Walker Little in 3rd, Mitch Hyatt in 7th. The offensive line is still pretty good. Landis Durham, of course, you got to give it to him. Best D-line, 20 sacks. Wins over Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, Ed Oliver. There's a lot of good D linemen in this league. Wow, Shaq Lawson finishing 7th too. Shazier not playing, obviously. D-back, anybody? Corey Ballantyne at 10. I feel like that's a little bit low for the amount of impact that he had on our defense. But anyway, we are going to be getting into this game against the Browns. But here's what the team is looking like. Josh Allen up to an 83 with confidence. We do have some more 99s. Marquise Brown's a 99. Zay is a 97 with confidence. Walker Little's a 99. Darrell Williams also a 99. Drew Richmond's almost there. Mitch Hyatt, a little bit of a ways to go. Colton Prater, though, definitely still the weak link of the offensive line, but still an 88. That's still pretty good. Looking at the defense now, Tremaine Edmonds finally up there to an 89. Corey Ballantyne's up to a 93. Micah Hyde at a 98. Trey White still and Greedy Williams both still 99s. Montre Hardage at a 97. Landis Durham is now a 99. So, man, this team really got pretty good. So let's go ahead and take on the Browns. I may hop in this time. I did remember to change the difficulty this time around. But they're an 88. So let's see how it goes. All right, so it's been a pretty close game so far. It is 24-17 here in the 3rd quarter, and I haven't hopped in yet. 31-17 now, and we're looking pretty good here. We are definitely... Oh, yeah. Oh, we got this. There we go. 34-17 win over the Browns and Baker Mayfield in what is our first playoff win with Josh Allen throwing 4 touchdowns. Man, I'm happy for Josh Allen that he's finally gotten somewhat good. So in the divisional round, we are taking on the Super Bowl champs of last year, the Jaguars. They went 12-4. We did beat them, though, in the regular season. They are up to a 92. So, yikes. All right, so I did hop into this one because we were getting absolutely smacked 17-0. But, you know, it just goes to show the sim is still pretty broken when we can beat them when I'm, you know, just simming along. But if I actually go in and sim it myself, we're going to get destroyed. So, see what we can do here in the red zone just before the half. Trying to get a little pitch action to Christian McCaffrey going. See if we can get this in for a touchdown. We can get a block. Juke him. There we go. There we go. All right, so they did just come back to tie the game. I'm going to sim this one again. And we do take the lead 20-17. We get the ball back. And okay, tie game. All right, I'll sim this again. And we kick another field goal to take the lead. We're on offense here with a minute to go. Up 23-20. And simming it out. We do get the dub. I did have to go score a touchdown for him. But hey, you know, the team did the majority of the work. So we are moving on to the championship round. See who we're taking on. All right, so we are going to be playing the Los Angeles Chargers in the AFC Championship. They went 10-6, but we did beat them in the regular season. They are a 90. I should be feeling pretty good, but knowing Madden, this is going to be a tight one. All right, here we go. See if we can get a few blocks. Might be able to sneak it in here, and we do. I had to dive. Probably didn't have to, but we do. We get it in there. So tied up the game here. And they're going to go score a touchdown. So right back in. Oh my God, McCaffrey's juking everybody. They can't tackle him. They can't tackle him. All right, big 3rd and 7 here on their 38. This is, I mean, it's 4 down territory here. But it'd be great if we could get this, and we don't, as they tip the pass. So 4th down now. All right, here we go. 4th and 7 from the 38. Looking for Marquise Brown, and he catches it. Let's go, baby. Inside the red zone now, up to their 17. Clock's still ticking, though, but we do have all 3 of our timeouts. Still in 4 down time frame here. And we're gonna... No! Don't fucking do that, Madden! Fuck! Alright, we're gonna call a timeout. 4th and 8 now on the 15. Oh, God, I hate Madden sometimes. Alright. We're gonna go back for the deep attack here. Look for Ebron across the middle. I really like this play on the 3rd and 4th and long, so we are going to send Zay on a slant, a slant. Thank you. And Ebron, nah, couldn't get it. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us in this playoffs. On to year 5. So in the year 4 Super Bowl, the Chargers end up destroying the Cowboys 42-17. Now, we do have some players here to take care of in the re-sign process. And yeah, not really worried about these guys. Going to double check how much money we have. 41 mil, so we could potentially make a run at a couple of free agents if we so desire. But yeah, I guess... Well, I guess all these guys aren't going to be coming back unless, I don't know. I may bring Cam Hayward back in free agency, same with Jordan Poyer, but not at this time. All right, guys, so in free agency, we're going all out. So Leighton Vander Esch, who is a 97, was there, and that is... definitely something that we can use on our linebacking core. That's probably the weak link. No, definitely the weak link of our defense. We also brought back Jordan Poyer, and Daron Payne was also a free agent at a 97. Definitely going to solidify that D-line. We also brought in Connor Williams for a backup guard. But this team, man, it's overall, it is so good. The only thing missing is a stud quarterback. Now, hopefully Josh Allen can progress a little bit more this year, maybe up to like an 87. He did get star after last year, but this is it's probably going to live or die on Josh Allen's development. But we're on to the draft where I don't foresee any picks really making that much of an impact on the final year. But we are going to be able to get some good depth guys at the very least. All right, so in the final draft, it wasn't great, but, I mean, really all I did was look for backups. I wasn't looking for starters here. So with our first-round pick, we took Parker McLaughlin, middle linebacker, 74 star. Second-round pick, we took a receiver, which I was kind of just hoping for, like, a quick dev on him. That was the main reason I took him. Also, he's pretty fast. We just need depth, though. That's pretty much how it goes with the rest of these picks. They're not overly great, but they are going to provide us with some depth. All right, guys, so this is what the fifth-year team is going to be looking like. pretty much the same as last time you saw it. I guess we just have the team fully filled out with backups and everything everywhere. So looking pretty good. Really just need the results to be there, especially with Josh Allen again. But I'll skip the midseason point this time and just go straight to the end of the season where hopefully we'll be back in the playoffs. I mean, I know the Jets have Tua Tagovailoa. I think the Dolphins and the Patriots might also have some decent players that should be coming up now. So might be a little bit tougher than it has been in the past. But I mean, this team is just so nasty. I've got faith as long as Josh Allen performs. All right, guys, so we're here at the end of the final year, and we did make the playoffs, and we finished with a record of 12-4. The rest of the AFC East is just mediocre. So let's look at stats. We have the 7th best offense in the league and the 14th defense. So I don't know what has been going on with our defense the past 2 years, but it hasn't been as good as year 3. But Josh Allen, though, has really stepped it up. 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns, 9 picks. Very good numbers from him. Christian McCaffrey with 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. Derrick Henry almost 409 as well. Receiving led by Zay Jones once again with 85 catches for 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Eric Ebron 78 for 860 and 8. Marquise Brown was our only 1,000-yard receiver, 75 catches and 9 touchdowns. And Josh Gordon 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. As for the offensive line, definitely the best that it's been. Onto defense, going to be led by Leighton Vander Esch with 96 tackles, 3 sacks, and a pick. Sacks, Landis Durham, dude. Oh my god. Absolute stud. He is the best defensive end I think I've ever drafted. Better than Nick Bosa from the Raiders rebuild. Shaq Lawson with 11. Still doing very well. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, and Trey White all had 3 picks each. I don't know why Jordan Poyer was playing that much. I actually don't know why. Hang on. Okay, Corey Ballantyne played quite a bit too, but alright, that's fine. Kicking was perfect, 15-15. Punting was still pretty good. As for awards, Josh Allen comes in 3rd for MVP. Matt Patricia wins Coach of the Year. And Josh Allen in 3rd for Offensive Player of the Year as well. Defensive Player of the Year, we've got Landis Durham at 4th. Josie Jewell won Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. Interesting. Offensive Rookie, I mean, it comes to this point, we don't really have very many rookies making an impact. Unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence beats out Josh Allen for Best Quarterback. Best Running Back, we got McCaffrey at 5. Best Receiver, Marquise Brown at 9. Once again, the offensive line is just all over the place here in the top 4. And then Colton Prater, still kind of the weak link, but is a 93 overall, is at 6. Landis Durham, of course, going to be winning Best D-Line for the 2nd year in a row. Shaq Lawson finishing 6th. Best Linebacker, nobody up there. We do have Trey White at 9 for Best D-Back, and Matt Gay does win Best Kicker. So, did pretty well in terms of awards. Let's go ahead and sim a week and see who we're taking on in the divisional round. And that is going to be the 10-6 Broncos, led by Defensive Player of the Year winner Josie Jewell, which it's still kind of mind-boggling to me. But let's take a look at the team real quick. 99's all over the place. I got my boy Zay up to a 99 finally. Very happy to see that. Makes me a little bit proud. Marquise Brown still a 99. Josh Gordon did regress a little bit, but he's still a 93 with confidence. Christian McCaffrey still a 97. But Josh Allen up to an 88 with confidence. That's about where I was hoping to get him this year. So I'm pretty happy with that. All of the O-line is a 99 except Colton Prater at a 94 with confidence. Eric Ebron's still up there in the 90s. As for the defense, Leighton Vander Esch, our free agency acquisition, up to a 99 as well. Deron Payne at a 98. But Landis Durham is still a true 99. Shaq Lawson, 98 with confidence. I was hoping to get him up to a 99, but that hasn't happened. Trey White, Greedy Williams, and Montre Hardage, all on 99. Chris Boyd, 95. Corey Ballantyne got himself up to a 97. Very nice to see. And Micah Hyde at a 98 as well. Definitely staving off that regression. Jermaine Edmonds only got up to a 91, but that's pretty good. Matt Milano, by far the weakest player on this defense at an 86. But let's go ahead and get into this game. All right, so taking on the Broncos here. They are an 84. We're a 97. It's going to be easy money. All right, so here in the third quarter, it is 27-13 currently. And they actually make it a close game here. I might have to come in. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. All right, let's not blow it here. 27-27 in the fourth. And this is absolutely just ridiculous, Madden. We were up like 24-0 or something like that. And they've came all the way back now. And I'm going to have to not blow it. All right, so we're up here on their 23-yard line now with about 3 minutes left to go in the game. And, oh my God. Jeez, dude. I've kind of been trying to run clock just a little bit. I haven't had shoe clock on, but that might be a good idea to turn on at this time. But, I'm just trying to score a touchdown, honestly. I don't want to lose to the freaking Broncos. I mean, they really do have a pretty nasty front seven, apparently. Once again, Bosa, Von Miller, and Bradley Chubb. That is crazy to think about, but... All right, here we go. Big boy Derrick Henry up the middle. Gotta get that first. There we go. Truck him. All right, down to their 4 with 2 minutes to go now. We're going to see if we can just run it in here. All right, so we're going to settle for a field goal after I massively choke it there. And I'm just going to play defense because I do not want to lose this stupid game. Give me that pick. Give me that pick, baby. All right, that's game. Oh my God, that was a lot more stressful than it needed to be. All right, so here we are once again in the conference championship, this time taking on the 11-5 Pittsburgh Steelers, who did beat us earlier in the season. They are a 91, and they do have a monster in Trevor Lawrence. So this could be a tough one. It should be tougher than the Broncos, which was so dumb. So dumb how tight that was. It should not have been that close. All right, jumping in early here in this one because I don't want to go down by 2 scores here, as it is currently 10-3. There we go, Zay. Way to make a tough catch. Up to their 39. And that was a really tough catch, too. Is that a safety? No, it's not. All right, back on the 1. Gonna try to keep putting some pressure on him. Try to see if we can get a safety out of this. That would really help things. Get the ball back. Another 2 points. And play action. That's ballsy. Throwing it up. And just got past Greedy Williams. What? The Oh, Marquise Brown wide open. Can he take it to the house or is he going to get caught? Let's go. All right. Bringing it back within 1 score here. Throwing a bomb to Hollywood Brown and he catches it. Tie game. 44 seconds to go left in the first half, second quarter. Now, if we can just tie it up here, this extra point, we will be looking pretty good for the second half. Oh my God, and they kick a freaking field goal right before the half. Come on. Oh man, okay. I want to throw it away and I hit the wrong button, but we're going to settle for a field goal on that drive to tie it up. Oh, man. Steelers are a pretty good team. All right, so we've driven the ball a little bit here, and it is 1st and goal from their 7. Not liking the look of that toss to the left there, so we're going to audible it and throw to Zay for a wide-open touchdown to take the lead once again, now 27-23. How do you drop that pick? Oh! Oh, fumble! Let's go! Let's go, baby. Who got that sack, though? Don't even know. Alright, 3rd and goal on the 3. And Ebron is wide open. There we go. And what is that? We're going to take an 11-point lead now? Yes, we are. Alright, so we're going to sim a little bit more here and see if our defense can hold out, which they don't. So, right back in. Alright, Greedy Williams, come on. What the fuck, dude? Pick! Let's go, Micah Hyde! Oh my god, okay. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna score on him just because fuck the Steelers. Oh my god. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Holy. Okay. Okay, that was, yikes. That was a tough one. Really was. But, thank God for Micah Hyde there at the end. Okay, so now that the Steelers are out of the way, in this year's Super Bowl, we're going to be taking on the 11-5 LA Rams. And they're a 93, and I'm sure this is going to be just as stressful. Well, jumping in real early this time. The our offense has really been pretty not good so far. So already down 14-0 here in the first. Gonna try to get something going for us. Alright, so after driving up to their 10-yard line, not exactly 1st and goal, but we're gonna give it to McCaffrey, and he's gonna walk in the end zone and come back within 1 score of the Rams. Alright, so looking for Ebron here. Hopefully he'll be open. Probably going to send Marquise Brown on a slant as well. I might have been able to hit Schafering right there. There we go. That'll do it. That'll do it, Hollywood. Okay, so taking over here in the 3rd quarter, currently down by 10. Things are looking a little bit rough, but we really just need to score here. Josh Allen! Bro, you got Zay wide open, dude. Just hit the throw. Oh, Zay wide open again. Big play there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. On the same exact play as the last touchdown. Hollywood again in the right corner of the end zone. All right, we're not out just yet. And our defense gets a big stop. All right, there we go. Oh my god, Christian McCaffrey. What did he just pull off? What? What? How did he just do that? Wow, dude. That's crazy. That is insane. Let's go defense. Come on, get a stop. All right, they kick a field goal. We're still up by 1 point, though. All right, they're going to have to settle for a field goal after we just barely keep him out of the end zone. Oh, my God. All right, so we got about 3 minutes here to go take the lead. Jose's wide open there. Turn up field. Oh, God, the animations on this game are just rough, dude, I swear. But just under 2 minutes here to go. 1st and 10 on the 25. All we need is a field goal to win the game. So if we can just run the clock here, not turn the ball over, we should be good. All right, kicking a field goal here on 4th and 7 from the 8 to take the lead. They don't try to ice me. So we do take our 1-point lead here with 51 seconds to go, but we do have to play some defense. All right, 20 seconds to go here. They are on their 42, 3rd and 6. They do still have their last timeout remaining. And somehow, Robert Woods comes down with that. What the hell, dude? All right, we're sending heat. We need a big play here. And we get a sack. Matt Milano coming up clutch, and they can't stop the clock. They got to try to hurry up and get to the line to clock it, and I don't think they're going to have time. They don't. And just like that, the Bills are Super Bowl champions, baby. 31-30, and I accidentally skipped the MVP celebration or presentation or whatever. But either way, I think we can probably make an assumption about who won MVP. I would think it would be Christian McCaffrey because he had an absolutely huge game. 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Broke off that gigantic, huge long run that we desperately needed. Josh Allen, though, not too bad. 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Receiving, Cooper Kupp really lit us up a little bit. Let's see. Zay Jones, good game. 5 catches, 94 yards. What else do we have? Marquise Brown, 2 touchdowns. As for blocking, we only let up 1 sack. We got 2 on them, though. Trey White actually led the game in tackles with 10, surprisingly. Brian Burns was the one that got a sack on us, but Matt Milano with that huge sack to end the game there at the end. Shaq Lawson and Landis Durham also had sacks. And Marcus Peters did pick us off, so that's it, man. We're champs. All right, and here is the Super Bowl winning Buffalo Bills team here. Just an absolutely crazy team. Josh Allen only got to an 89 with confidence, but apparently that was enough to get it done. I mean, granted, I did have to play a lot in the playoffs, and we only won by 1 point, but hey, what are you going to do? When you got a franchise quarterback that starts with normal dev at a 74, and you kind of, I mean, even though I was kind of back and forth on it, I did force him to be the franchise guy. Luckily, he did get up to star dev eventually. But just look at all these 99s. It's going to be easier, actually, if I just go through this list. Trey White, Zay Jones, Greedy Williams, Marquise Brown, Mitch Hyatt, Landis Durham, Montre Hardage, LVE, Deron Payne, Drew Richmond, Darrell Williams, and Walker Little. All 99s. Crazy team. Absolutely crazy team. Although, I do want to say, I think the MVP of the entire rebuild is going to be Landis Durham. Putting up 40 sacks in 2 years. With 15 before that. That is, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that on one of my rebuilds. But hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to take a closer look at the team, here's the offense. Feel free to pause. And here is the defense. So with that, I'm going to go make some lunch because I am starving. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Leave a comment saying what NFC team you'd like to see next. I think... What team did I say I was leaning towards? I actually don't remember. I'll have to think about it. But, yeah, if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to go make some chicken. Peace.